Okay, you may notice that I'm using my phone to record a computer again. The reason for this time is that I had to use someone else's computer, and there's also a red tinge that is required so you guys can experience what I experienced and get a better understanding of what it was like when I played, because I usually have the red tinge on all the time I play right after, like, when it was on the server. It was during the building of the tunnel bore, which is what this whole video is really about. It's the building of the tunnel bore. I did almost all of that under an incredibly heavy red tinge, and it was very central to the experience of building that thing. So my concept for the tunnel bore is red power frames. I'd go deep underground, right by the void fog, to make sure I hit the diamonds and not really have to go through anything else. Except I wanted to have two purposes: to also make a bit of an underwater tube for me, part of it out of glass, except the majority is just a giant tunnel. And this device gave some sort of creepy feelings, but it was cool. I enjoyed the creepy feelings. That sounds really wrong. You'll see. It was probably the second most awesome thing I experienced in Minecraft, right behind the fireworks. My third best experience was actually just exploring the surface on a Vanilla Plus server to find new foods. The Pam's Harvest Craft, that was probably my third favorite thing I've done. But yeah, the red tinge, of course, isn't on yet. I've wanted to give a good world tour, which got plenty of machines. I used lead ore. Lead ore is one of my favorite decorations, and I made this sort of flowing green stuff. Nickelite, yeah, I used tons of Nickelite blocks. I like to flex on people in this game as far as with my resources. I didn't really need the Nickelite. I had a battery charger. Actually, I don't remember if I made that room before or after the tunnel bore, but I made a battery charger. It required some Nickelite, but I had tons of spare anyways. So here's the tunnel. It's quite dark, except here is one of... If you looked in the water in the previous parts of this video, you probably see this thing multiple times from just sort of a distance, and here's the red tinge going on now. This was central to the experience as I built it, and yeah, more on Minecraft 4, like, just void fog and the red tinge, and this big, rusty-looking ancient machine I was building. I'm gonna build a very, very simple one. It doesn't place blocks or actually build a tunnel. It's just a thing that is to move through the ground. This one, with tunnel bore, had deployers to place cobblestone around it, as well as a ton of block breakers in the front to get the resources, and it did function as a very effective quarry at the same time as building a tunnel. It mined over okay, let me do the math. So it went 46. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing mined over 200,000 blocks. And it made a tunnel the whole way through, and I follow it to the end later in the video. I love this machine. Yeah, I'm building sort of a crappy one right now. Yeah, the thing also had battery. It had tons of ender chests and battery chargers. It had a battery system, which I think I walked over. It's inactive. Once the thing neared the end of its cycle, the server just couldn't handle it loading more chunks and breaking more blocks, so there are just some remains of the machine at the end of the tunnel, most of which I've gutted, but not all of them, and you'll see. And now I just dick around with it. I wonder if for once I didn't cough at the very start of the video. I've got a problem with that. I really do. More Minecraft, like, it would be just, I mean, I guess this isn't like a normal thing to have red tinge and then be spending extended periods of time in the void fog. But this had a very legitimate, at least somewhat unnerving feel, and I found that cool. But yeah. Am I the only one that finds abandoned mine shafts and even strongholds a little creepy? There's so much space to just sneak things in with this game. It's just insane. Yeah, the trick with these things that I learned the hard way is that if the thing's trying to run, it won't move another thing while another motor's trying to move something. So we get to see his device way smaller than the actual tunnel bore, as I said. But we've got a thing moving through my tunnel that isn't just the player. And I'll admit to cheating in some glowstone. I don't ever play on this server anymore. I could have got some glowstone from some UU matter, of which I have like 800 stacks. But it was just faster to cheat it in, because the UU matter would require me to climb back upstairs, and I'm done with the server, so I don't think it's much of cheating. Yeah, I'm very proud of how I ran a quarry through the same area, and I wanted something to get through the water for me and make myself a tunnel through the water, and it worked. It had two purposes: make a cool tunnel and to make a cool looking tunnel and get resources. The resources I really didn't need. But it was a fun build. As I said, probably my second favorite thing I've done in Minecraft. Yeah, I could have left some open areas in the cobblestone to see if I could ever sift through some stuff to find a cave. Unless there are two little strips that didn't get any cobble on them. I just wanted to see through into those areas. So I left some little holes just to look through. So Minecraft mod were to be a horror mod, and it never directly tells you and just sort of slips in a lot of secrets. Do you think that would work? That's like maybe something to do with the void fog. As I said, impossible geometry in a cave sounds like good poopy stuff to me. I'm sorry about that. And here you'll see the remains of the machine. Deployers and a mine shaft that it ended at conveniently. And possible geometry. There's so much space for Easter eggs, it just hasn't been realized.